Institutions are failing, trust has been lost. One by one, the dominoes are falling. Make no mistake, the old world is crumbling. But this isn't the end, far from it. The process is natural. Hey everyone, if you're new to the channel, what exactly is White Mirror? Well, aren't we all just a little bit tired of doom and gloom? Many of you will have seen the TV show Black Mirror. It was quite popular in the UK, and whilst the show was originally a UK production that aired on Channel 4, it moved to Netflix in 2016. Black Mirror paints a picture of a dystopian future and explores the dark side of technology and how that impacts human nature. So, inspired by that TV series, this channel is White Mirror because, quite frankly, I think we need to reverse the narrative. I think we deserve better, and I think we need to look to the future through a completely different lens. So there's one key theme. White Mirror is about centralization versus decentralization. And generally speaking, we're kind of saying that centralization is bad and it's where we've come from, and decentralization is good and it's where we're heading. And whilst this is a simplified idea, we're saying decentralization will be very good for humanity, which is a pretty bold statement. So in order to make that case, we cover a huge range of topics. In our End of Empires series, we've been back 5,000 years in history and discussed all the problems with centralized power and corruption. And we've moved into more modern times and seen the same patterns reoccurring. So how do we break that cycle? Especially when the morals, biases and agendas of our institutions are called into question daily. Many would argue there's been a breakdown in trust at a very, very deep level. In our cypherpunk series, without going too technical, we talked about some of the brilliant minds of the 1990s and 2000s, how they were effectively fighting against the system and fighting for the people. People like Adam Back, Hal Finney, with their huge brains on our side. Because in the bite-sized series, I'm trying to make a case that the web is changing and it's having a larger and larger impact. In Web 1, it was just information online. In Web 2, it deeply affected our lives with smartphones and social media. But in Web 3, it will transform society completely. But we've also addressed the idea that people are scared of change, understandably. Tech has been used to manipulate us and control us. And so it's nice to discuss the old days when tech was fun. A slice of nostalgia and where we came from when tech was still really exciting. I think we can get that feeling back again. So White Mirror is about the history of power, the problems of centralization. It's about using technology for the good of humanity. And we cover blockchain, decentralized technologies, and the organizational structures of the future, DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations. But don't worry, I'll make this whole thing ultra simple. And let's not forget the nostalgia piece. But back to the major concept, decentralization, because the history of the web has cycled from fully decentralized, owned by everyone, to highly centralized, owned by a handful of companies. And now it's swinging back in our favour again. But this time it affects much, much more than just technology companies. In fact, I think it's going to affect the very fabric of our economy. It's going to change the way in which we work to such a degree that organisations will be unrecognisable. And that's why we're going to do a series called Death of the Corporate. And if you think that's preposterous, then you'll definitely need to watch this one because it's happening already and it's only getting faster. So if you're interested in watching it all unfold as we move to a better decentralized future, subscribe, come and join us on White Mirror, hit the like button.